welcome to Isolation Comedy by Comedy Wham. We have been doing this for fucking ever. and we thought, hey, we're going to end soon. And so Texas has been acting like nothing's wrong and it isn't working. As the Houston mayor said, it's a fucking travesty. He said that. And so we will be here, I'm sure, for 20 more fucking evers. But what is this? Is it a stand-up comedy show? No, it's not. We have stand-up comedians. But if this was a stand-up show, I'd be saying, welcome, thank you for coming here, but we are in your house. So, if I don't tell you not to talk, go ahead, talk. In fact, yell at your screen. You have fucking no rules. You can do whatever you want. 2 drinks, 4 drinks. Don't pay a single thing. But if you want to, if you're feeling like, wait, if at a regular comedy club, I pay $15 to get in, and then I have to buy some like shitty nachos that aren't even that good. You know what I'm talking about. Anyways,
I do.
Yeah, I do. Oh yeah. Guess what? Well, I'm not the only one on, and these comedians aren't either. We've got some superstar laughers, and if you've been here, you know who they are. We got Michelle, and I think I heard Marcus. Is that true? Hey, Marcus. There he is. Right in. For all the, we have a bunch of comics from out of Austin who might not know that wonderful, warm laugh. Well, you're going to get to know it. You're going to get to feel safe from it, too. There it is, right there. Feeling safe, feeling warm. Thank you guys again for having us in your house. Pop in that chat over there. Say hello. Introduce yourself. Say whatever you want to say, but please, I'm not filtering it, so just keep it very cool in there. Also, what the fuck are your friends doing outside? Okay, we need to stop doing these shows. So tell them to get in here and subscribe and share down here. We've done this. You know what to do. So I'm just gonna tell you a little bit about an update on my life. If you're still with your partner, congratulations. You guys together for fucking ever. However, I'm fine. And we're fine. We're fine. We're doing great. He's in another room. He's not a therapist. And by we, I mean him. And I just really thought I wanted a professional to really just ring in, I told you so. That type of thing. Like, you went to schools, so that, and also I should have done the dishes. Just full disclosure, should have done the dishes, but I can hear all of their lessons and she'll be like, hey, so how's the Colton situation going? And I'm just like, yeah, motherfucker, how's it going? But we have sex no matter what, because we're not animals. And things are pretty good. Other than that, things are pretty good. I'm Tanner. It's true. Significantly Tanner, apparently by that laugh. I've been stand-up paddleboarding because that's my new personality, and it's getting a bunch of likes on Instagram, so that's how I dictate my choices. And I'm just gonna keep it moving on because this next person is very important, and we brought him up first because he's in a different time zone. To be honest, I'm not sure which time zone. But I was informed that if I toss up his name and his intro, I will be disappearing. Please give it up for His Excellency President OBONJO.
American friends, my name is President OBONJO of Laughter Republic. I am a self-proclaimed leader and African dictator now living in the United Kingdom. I am a popular president. I follow the will of my people, the IMF and the World Bank. I promise not to talk about being black, even though I've been black for 51 years, I'm now 56. I used to be one of the funniest dictators in the world. And since the 20th of January 2017, Donald Trump has been trying to take my throne. I actually believe that Donald Trump is an African dictator. Let me tell you why. During the elections, he said the elections were being rigged. That is what African dictators say during an election. 2, he said he was going to put his opponent in jail. That is what African dictators do. And number 3, he has appointed his family members into the American government. Tell me if that isn't African or not. Let me tell you about my country, Laughter Republic. It's very close to Wakanda. If you do not know where Laughter Republic is, I'm sorry, you're racist. Laughter Republic consists of 3 tribes. The Okoro Dudu tribe, which means goodness, the Kamutu tribe, which means gracious, and the Kaputu tribe, which means great balls of fire. And I come from the great balls of fire tribe. My American friends, these are solemn times. People, this coronavirus is completely unprecedented. It's very, very unprecedented. It is the biggest threat to the Laughter Republic since the attempted coup by the American government. There has been talk by certain newspapers that I am not listening to the threats on how to deal with this threat. Fake news, like your president, fake news. I am listening to the experts. I'm listening to the White House. I am listening to Brazil. I am listening to everybody. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for laughing. I want to update you on the latest steps we are taking to fight the disease in Africa. You see, we have a very hot climate. You see, when I became president through a revolution, no, an election, through a revolution, an election, through a revolution, I mean an election. The equator was very close to Laughter Republic. I moved it very close to Laughter Republic. Now we have the beautiful sunshine. And that is how we're getting rid of coronavirus. I know that corona affects lots of Black Americans. It is not affecting us here. Come back home, my people. Come back home. They call me a crazy comedian. They call me, I am not actually a comedian. I am a president of a great nation. People don't take me seriously as a comedian in the United Kingdom. People think I've come from uniformdating.com. I never knew there was a website called uniformdating.com, so I registered. African dictator looking for a 10th wife. And I might have some later on in America. I never ever know how to end my set. I'm not really a comedian. I am just a president who came on a state visit to see the foreign tyrant queen, Queen Elizabeth, who I know you love royalty. And let me tell you, when I met her, I was so disappointed. I didn't know she was German. Thank you very much. Look, this has been fantastic. Let me tell you, I have performed in America before. Let me tell you what I have done. I have achieved 2 things in America when I came many, many years ago. Number 1, I did not die on stage. And number 2, I did not die on the streets of America. This is fantastic. You know what is really interesting when I got this gig is the person who gave me this gig said, "Oh, we allow you 6 minutes. You are telling an African man that you allow him 6 minutes. Have you ever heard of African time?" Thank you very much. I love this group. They're laughing as if I have a gun on their head, but who knows? Now I am going to end my set by saying to you, this is what I want you to understand. I know some of you are really, really upset with Donald Trump. I know that some of you are really upset with what is going on in America. I have spoken to the Laughter Republic Parliament, and we will allow American refugees to come to Laughter Republic. we will give you citizenship. Black, white, green, yellow. All of you can come to Laughter Republic. You have been such a great audience. I love Zoom. I love Zoom. I have been Zooming since the 16th of March. I Zoom funerals. I am doing Zoom sex. And I'm now doing a Zoom gig in America. So, guys, I don't know whether I have done 6 minutes. This feels like I'm having sex and I'm having to ask you, how long have I been doing? On that note, you have been a wonderful and beautiful. I think I've come to think. I think I have done fantastically well. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
President Obonjo, live from Project Runway. Not even to mention it? How am I going to vote for you, President Obonjo? Oh my God. Oh, it's so good. I love a sewing machine. I love a sewing machine. Guys, just joining us, welcome. This is Isolation Comedy Show. If you haven't paid anything, you were in the exact right place. If you feel guilty, good. Put $5 to PayPal. If you don't know who you want to pay, you're like, oh, I love everybody. $5, comedy way to take nothing, and then they share it amongst everyone.
Oh shit.
Of a specific comedian, you can write them a personal little message. You know why? It's attached to money, and anything attached to money, I read. You can say things like, take me paddleboarding with you, and I won't. But it's time for a comedian. This next comedian is the host of an all-women and non-binary late-night show, That Time of the Month, which is currently donating all merch sales this month to Central Texas Black-owned businesses Relief Fund. Visit uncomfortablewomen.com. Support.
Yes.
Last writing feature in Vice, Reductious. So, oh my gosh, you guys are so lucky. Slackjaw currently hosts Instagram live series No One Asked for This, featuring a different social injustice each week on her name, which is Megan Ross. Make some noise for Megan Ross.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. So I'm going to be doing things a little different tonight. After every joke section, I'll be sharing an action item for ways to fight racial injustices because I'm a fun comedian. So I know a lot of y'all are just waking up from your white guilt comas. So think of me as the Adam Sandler character replaying the VHS tape every morning for your Drew Barrymore character in 50 First Dates. And if you're white, you should know that reference. And I know it's not a great analogy, but we can't all be Uncut Gems. So let's get into it. I hope you guys are doing well at home. Me personally, I'm recovering still from that time a child read me. This was from pre-corona times, but I volunteered for a career week at an elementary school on the east side of Austin, and it was an all-girls program. And as a comedian, normally you think like that's not like a great situation to put yourself in. You're going to get questions like, is comedy a career choice? And you don't make money. That sounds more like a hobby to me. I wish I got those questions. No, but when I went to sit down and do a one-on-one with this young student, she locked eyes with me and she said, "Miss, do you have a fiance?" Oh, wow. Wow, I didn't know that my mom could anamorph into a 7-year-old Korean girl at Metz Elementary. Women's bodies are truly incredible. That feels like a good time for an action item. Go to justiceforbrianna.org for ways you can help seek justice in the death of Breonna Taylor, who was killed by cops who have not been arrested for her murder. Yes. A little bit about me. I'm Syrian, but despite what large adult son Donald Trump Jr. believes, I'm not a terrorist. Even worse, I am a comedian with an undergrad business degree. So the only terrorist attack I'm capable of implementing is the one on my family's hope for my future. In that case, I am the Al-Qaeda of not pursuing my MBA. Action item time. Stop DMing your Black friends to ask what you can do, and instead just do the work yourself. There are thousands of lists and resources out there. Just ask Bratz. Ben & Jerry's are the Garfield-shaped pizza restaurant in Toronto that also stands with Black Lives Matter. That's a real thing. My grandparents are also Middle Eastern on both sides. I call my grandfather Jiddo, which means grandpa in Arabic, and I call my grandma when I need money. Action item number 3, donate to Central Texas Black Business Relief Fund. Links in my Instagram bio, bit.ly/TX Black Business Fund, and invest in local Black-owned businesses, maybe with the birthday check you got from your grandma. 4th of July is coming up in a few weeks. Yikes. Any of y'all planning to celebrate with visible discomfort besides the fact that you'd be busy stuffing hot dogs down your gullet? I feel like celebrating this holiday kind of feels like being obligated to go to your Uncle Sam's birthday party because he's family. Plus, you like that flag cake that your Aunt Betsy Ross makes every year. Then it gets kind of weird when you realize that your Uncle Sam's favorite party game is gunning down innocent Black people. It's like, Uncle Sam, we have cornhole, and guess who? That is massively unnecessary. It's an action item time for that joke, which is a year old, so nothing's changed. Action item number 4, email Austin Mayor Steve Adler, steve.adler@austintexas.gov, and ask him to defund the APD, fire Chief Manley, and have the cop who murdered Mike Ramos arrested. And if not, we're going to take away Adler's right to Facebook Live because he fucking loves going live. I do realize how blessed I am to have been born in America after my great-grandparents left Syria, fleeing persecution, to come here for a better life for our family in order for me to squander that on improv classes in my early 20s. But, despite all this, that doesn't take away from my disappointment and anger at our so-called leadership. I'm not talking about President Obonjo because he's perfect, but our American leadership I'm disappointed in. And these conflicted feelings kind of make me feel like an angsty teen when it comes to my relationship with America. Like, yes, I'm lucky to have a roof over my head, but I fucking hate my parents who own the house. You'll ever get from me. Action item number 5, check out txcivilrights.org to join the fight against voter suppression and gerrymandering that makes all of our district maps look like chaotic Rorschach tests. All right, Pride Month kicked off in June. That's one nice thing, a time to celebrate the LGBTQ plus community. But despite the progress our society has made, there are still people out there who are against gay marriage. Like, it's bizarre to me that in 2020, there are still people that exist with this exact thought process. Gay marriage. What's next? You're gonna want to marry your dog? Hell yeah, I am. I freaking love my dog, and he's obsessed with me. I mean, if that option was on the table, I would definitely take it and get his sick ass on my health insurance. The punchline of that joke is I no longer have health insurance, so I would be marrying him to get on his. And I know it's rude of me to assume that my dog is straight. Despite the fact that, he belches loudly in my face after every meal. He rarely showers. He sleeps all day. He loves lying on my boobs. He cries to come on my bed, and he pisses outside. Yeah, I think he's a straight dude. That checks out. Donate to the Homeless Black Trans Women Fund in Atlanta, bit.ly/Black Trans Fund. And remember that Black Lives Matter means Black trans lives matter. I'm not ending on a joke. I'm sorry. That's it. That's what you get. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
How about that? Make some noise in your own houses. I can hear it. Wonderful. I have another comedian coming after you. She's from New York, so expect some sass, okay? Okay? Expect a person that you've seen on Vice, McSweeties, and Flophouse. Give it up for Julie Mitchell.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. This is so fun. I'm in the Wendy's salad portion of my 30s, which means that I'm doing great for where I am. So, like, let's hope it gets better soon. You guys, you know when you're watching Billy Madison, second Adam Sandler rest of the evening. When you're watching Billy Madison and you think you're getting really wet because you're attracted to Adam Sandler, but really you're just starting your period. Where my ladies at? I've been masturbating more lately because I had to quit online dating because one day I woke up and I was a 64% match with someone whose username was meat carcass. You gotta go then. Although actually truly I didn't delete it until one time I went on a date with a man and I got fingered in the parking lot of a bank. I was like, this is what love is. So it was a credit union. Does that make you like me? Online dating is obviously a hellscape for so many reasons. I re-downloaded it in quarantine because I'm staying with my family and I'm obviously not fucking any of them. And I feel like, so a lot of men in their messages sort of like to insinuate that they're good at making women come. And I just feel like when a man brags about how good he is at making women come, it's kind of like when someone brags about opening a jar that you already loosened for them. Like, you know, that girl had to bang her vagina on the table a few times. I love that joke because it lets me know who's pro jar in the crowd. Also, if you're a woman on dating sites, you're going to get some pictures of dicks that you didn't ask for. And a lot of women refer to that as harassment because it is. But I always like have fun with that part because whenever someone sends me a picture of a dick that I didn't ask for, I always send them back a picture of a dead bird. Because when you think about it, it's the same thing. Like, it's something that I think is cool that you think is gross. Then we get to have this like fun convo where they're like, did you get my picture? And I'm like, did you get mine? It's a swan that I found. Have you guys ever seen a dead swan? They're cute. So yeah, I've been masturbating more. I think that people should talk about the porn that they watch because then I think we would get better porn. So real quick, I'm just gonna do like a little laundry list of things that I don't like when it happens in porn. All right, number one, I don't like when the women moan when they're giving a hand job. Like, girl, this isn't your time, okay? Like, this is the only part that isn't about you. And then later, I'm like, well, this means nothing coming from you. I don't like when there's no blankets on the bed. Just like put a top sheet and let someone push it off. When you start no blankets, it just reminds me that this isn't a home. Like, this is a mansion that y'all rented to fuck in and love isn't real. And then I can't come. A term that I think that people overuse is spirit animal, you know? Like, girls always be like, Beyonce is my spirit animal. Taylor Swift's Instagram is my spirit animal. Salads without meat, it's like, okay, well, it has to be an animal, first of all. My spirit animal is a rhinoceros because they're fat, but also beautiful and strong.
Oh, yeah.
And they eat food off the ground. That like speaks to me. Some people don't like that joke because I call myself fat. But being overweight is good if you ever accidentally consume poison. And you're going to want that ratio. Do you know how poison works? It's weight-based. Also, a hill I absolutely will die on is that I think that cellulite is cool because it's kind of like the "Hey, I'm walking here" of the thighs. This is so, I'm having so much fun. Usually on these I sort of like spiral into like a weird zone, but we're doing great. But I actually named it and I got out of it. One time I accidentally, the poison joke I wrote because one time I accidentally ate pink mold and I got really scared and I called poison control, and the woman on the phone was like, "How much did you eat?" And I told her, and she was like, "And how much do you weigh?" And I told her, and she was like, "You're gonna be fine." And that wouldn't have happened. If I was thin, I would have died. I want to have my own show called DIY Tapas, where I just eat the food that people leave on their tables. Another reason that I don't like online dating is that people ask you to go on dates to do a lot of things that I don't like doing. Like, for example, I hate live music, and I'm so sorry to everyone here. I know you all love it. Everyone fucking loves it. It's like, yeah, you can have it. It's loud. They sing it wrong. You're standing up. It's overpriced. I hate it. I hate it. But whenever you tell someone that you hate live music, they always react the same way I assume they would, as if I told them that I ate a dead cat. Which is that they go, "All of it?" So it's so fun. I'll say this on here. Something I was doing on Instagram, which should be below me, hopefully, is if you send me a screenshot of any amount that you've donated to Brave Space Alliance, which is in my link, I will write a personalized roast joke for you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Cool.
That's it.
This next comedian is a very funny boy. He moved here from Austin and lives in New York City now. Sorry, I'm just reading. Strawberry yogurt smells like strawberries. He's really beautiful. I want to kiss him. If you stick your nose in peanut butter, you won't regret it. Okay. Give it up for Jared McCorkle.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that wasn't the intro that we agreed upon. That's fine, I guess. Colton thinks that's what's professional. His glasses are fake and his dick is small, and I just wanted to start that way. Clear that air. I also need to talk about the last time I was here because it was also really embarrassing. Honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that they said that I could keep the money and it didn't have to go to any charities or anything like that, I wouldn't be here. But I had to agree to do a couple things. One, they said no guns because we don't believe in freedom. Second thing, they said I had to keep my clothes on this time. Some people did see me do, and I took my clothes off, and that's not going to happen. Clothes are staying on. I did agree. So I'm just going to push my dick and balls through a hole in a sheet. With clothes on the entire time. So we're doing comedy again, people. That's happening. That's crazy. This is not stand-up, right? Everybody's been very funny and lovely. It's wonderful to see everybody, but this isn't stand-up, which is fascinating to me because it's going to start soon. But it means, because we're not doing stand-up, that 100% of stand-up comics suck at stand-up right now. That's amazing. That's never happened before. And that's a huge drop from the normal 94% of shitty stand-up. It's insane. It's crazy. So I think that's cool. I want to get back to it. This is the part in the show or whatever where I have to tell you I am gay. I have to do that not because I want to. I don't want to do it because it's not Christian. We know that. But the other thing is I just have to do it because otherwise you're going to think I'm a bigot in the rest of my set. So you just know that up top. By the way, I say gay, homo's cool. I don't like being called a homosexual. I have discovered this recently. It just sounds too clinical. It's like somebody's calling me a Decepticon. It just feels weird, robotic, and I don't like it. I feel like we're just coming out of the what do you call it, the quarantine or we're shut in or whatever the fuck it is, the lockdown, and I feel like I've grown a lot, right? Because today, for instance, I went to send somebody a picture, and none of the 6 suggested pictures were of my penis. And I was just like, I have grown as a person. This is great. I'm getting my shit together. Some awkward stuff though, and because I feel like this happens maybe a little bit more in the gay community, but just generally speaking, is that 2 of my friends started hooking up recently, which I just feel like is always, and you have to ask yourself weird questions like what if they like start dating, or like what if they hate each other, or you're like what if they find out I'm filming them? It's just like so fucking weird, and you just probably it's messy, is what I'm saying. But I've been watching a lot of porn lately, like watch a lot of porn, but I've learned about myself because I'm getting older. I turned 37 recently. I'm learning that I have to have like a scenario to the porn, right? The scenario, like my favorite scenario is me sitting down to jack off. That's like the one that it does it for me. I've been trying to learn more about myself too. Do you guys know what the Myers-Briggs test is? If you don't know what that is, it's like astrology for boring people or whatever. And it was I don't really understand. I didn't look it up. I got a FAGGOT. Now I don't. Does anybody? So just message me if you know what that means. My parents know what it means, apparently. I've been doing. Here's the thing I've been doing. I've been protesting the cops. I've been or whatever. I've been out there in the protests and everything like that. And here's the fucked up thing. And you probably know this. Like, there's all kinds of different organizations. There's Black Lives Matter. There's like the DSA. There's different kind of neighborhood associations, the PSL, and all this kind of stuff. And what's crazy is, it's like nobody teaches you what you're supposed to say out there or what you're supposed to do, because you just like gather and everything like that. There's no direction. And I'm not really complaining, but it's super embarrassing because I'm an aggressive person and I fucking hate cops. And so I just wanted to yell something. So I stood up, like kind of like trying to get their attention. And I was like, let's spit roast this pig. And like that turned out not to be the direct, but maybe that's like the perfect thing to say. Like, why not weaponize my own kink? You know what I mean? Like, in their heads. I honestly, next one that I go to, I'm seriously gonna like look them in the eye and be like, "Don't kink shame me. This is what I'm into. You have no right to judge me." You know what I mean? Because I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like that could work. I feel like what I'm saying is like, fuck the police by any means necessary, is what I'm saying. I feel that's got to be somebody's thing anyway, really, if you think about it. Like, there's somebody out there definitely like, what am I into? Like ball torture and a little bit of cop play. I like some cop play. I mean, what else can I tell you? Here's the thing too, is like everybody's trying to figure out strategies for the police. Like, how do we deal with the police? Should we abolish the police? Should we like defund them? I think we should just cut their dick and balls off. I honestly think that would help. Like, they would stop whatever they're doing. And I think it's worth it. I got really tired of seeing cops kneeling out there. There's actually weird, like diverse opinion in the crowds, like whether they should kneel or not. I just feel like it's an empty gesture, right? I feel like, but they should be able to atone for it. I think if they really feel bad for what they've done and stuff like that, they should douse themselves in gasoline and light themselves on fire. I'm saying if they want to prove to me they're sorry, that's it. And it was really weird too, like being like, this excuses people make for police violence to me is insane. Because like most of the time you would watch TV and it would be like, they would be like, the riots went violent or became violent. Like that, just like, people decided like, we want to make a statement, but also let's go ahead and burn down a Target. Like, it's just like, in my experience, the reason they were violent is because the cops could just get insulted into like beating the shit out of people or whatever. Like, you guys probably saw this. Like, it happened like everywhere. With like, somebody would throw a shoe, right? Or they would like throw a water bottle and it would hit like a cop in the face, and then they would like have to fight, have to like become violent. And look, I mean, I do want to sort of understand that a little bit, because that we all relate to that a bit, right? Because like I remember at Braves games, like we would be in the crowd, and then like somebody would like throw like a water bottle into the group, like into the crowd, and then I would just like, oh, and I would just mace like a little kid in the face. That old lady who was like a hippie with a stick. It's like, oh, bottles, and you just gotta be evil when that happens. So anyway, I'm thinking about having a kid. I think that's really is what I'm trying to get to here. I'm 37. I'm 37, which a lot of people are like, oh, it's the new 23 economically or whatever, but it's not. It's just shit. And I love having kids. And I think I want a kid too, or a gun. I think a gun. I want something I'm not prepared for that could end in horror. I think is what I'm going for. Because if you think, like, honestly, they have a lot in common, you know, guns and kids. Because I feel like all like you know, it's like you say that you equally like all of them, but if you had to rob a liquor store, you know which one you're taking with you. You know what I mean? You know which one? The jokes are getting weaker at this point. Anyway, so also here's another thing. I'm a veteran, and so I have like veteran people in my feed bitching about stuff. I don't know if people have heard this. I don't know how big a story it is, but apparently they're going to change the names of like different army bases and stuff like that, which to me like is who gives a shit? Like, why do you care? You know what I mean? They're acting like it's going to disrupt veteran activity. It's like even if it's like, instead of Fort Bragg, it's like Fort Ruth Bader Ginsburg or whatever, you're still going to be able to like pawn your like girlfriend's jewelry to like pay a down payment on the charger that you got off post or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, whether it's Fort Tubman or Fort Benning, no one's going to stop you from getting chlamydia from a strip club. You're still going to be able to do that. The other thing I saw that I think like this is fucking progress. Obviously, they're getting rid of all the statues or whatever of Confederate leaders, and good, fuck them in their faces. But like, I just feel like we could have done better. My idea, I had like thought this was way more creative. Instead of the statue, we should have dug up the bones of Jefferson Davis and thrown them in front of a speeding NASCAR car. That would have killed his ghost. That's how that works. But I'm excited because I honestly think the country is about to kick it off. We're going to have another civil war, and I am from Georgia, and I'm excited that for the first time I'll get to fight on the right side of one of those. That's super fucking cool. I think I'm going to end this, and I'm not, but I did joke a little bit about like, oh, we like charities. I'm not making fun of charities. As a matter of fact, you can donate to my charity. It's not necessarily a Black Lives Matter thing, but what it is if you send me money, I will next protest try to steal a cop's gun. I'm doing that for everybody and me. So hey, I love you guys. This is super fun. Thank you for having me. Black Lives Matter. Fuck the police. And fuck the cop swab.
Hey!
Jared McCorkle. That's a man I want to go to a protest with. If he steals that cop's gun, he's gonna have to push his bangs out of his face. I need a gun. That's the army or something. I don't know. Whatever. Hey, that was funny. We love that man. We're happy to have him. We have a new comedian coming here for the first time, and he's all the way from Hattiesburg, Mississippi. He is from BLM. Give it up for Brandon Philly.
Yeah. Woo!
Yo, what's up? I'm sorry I look a little sweaty, but it's all just racism outside. So just so you know, it's fucking crazy, man. I just want to say that I love being Black. I'm actually I'm trying to get blacker. I'm trying to get blacker in spirit and also skin color. So you know, I can just on a racist motherfucker at night and just go ahead and choke him out. Like since all this has happened, I've learned the lesson. If you want to be my friend, if you're a white person who wants to be my friend, you gotta get ready to be challenged on some racist shit. Like, cause I want you to come out of this friendship either being a Black Lives Matter protester who wants to see MLK on Mount Rushmore, or you're gonna be a fucking devoted KKK fanatic after this shit. Like, I'm ready to take motherfuckers to task. Actually, you know, if y'all want to, I can take y'all to school now. Take out your books to page 450 years. Nah, man. I think he left, but I wanted to tell President OBONJO that I have absolutely no problem voting for him this November. So if he wants to put his name in the hat, I will gladly do it because fuck Joe Biden. I don't know, man. Like, I don't know why I'm sweating. I'm in my house. Turn the air down. I don't know what the fuck is going on in here. I've been drinking wine too. I probably got wine sweats. Nah, man. It's crazy. Like, even with all this shit going on, we're still dealing with COVID-19. And the only advice I have for people during like COVID-19 is like, don't have sex in front of your pets. Because they start learning shit, you know. Like my cat, he's been doing some weird stuff. Like, every time I lay down on my back, he'll come up to me and he'll come to my face and like nuzzle my face and meow and put his head on me, and he'll immediately turn around and put his asshole in my face. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, man? And I'm realizing he got that shit from watching me and my wife. So he tried to do it again, but while I was sick and I really couldn't like move. So he came up to me and he nuzzled me and he turned around, put his asshole in my face. But this time I was like, man, I just blew into his asshole. It just went. I don't know if it worked because he turned around and was like, meow. Like, speaking of animals, let's talk about the police. No, I don't fuck with the police, man, because I steal and shit. Nah, like the police are fucked up, like on so many levels. They always be tripping. Like, have you guys ever seen the cop cars where on the side of the car it says this vehicle was bought using seized drug money? And to me, that's kind of fucked up because basically they're saying we use drug money from the community to buy this vehicle so we can patrol the community. That's fucked up on so many levels to me. Like, I got a cousin who bought his car using drug money, but he ain't rolling around bragging about the shit. You know? Fucked up, man. One thing I hate about all this, like every other year we have to deal with this bullshit, like a police shooting. Like, immediately after we see these like end racism videos, like it's like usually it's a video of like a white cop going to a black neighborhood, and he sees like the kids playing like basketball or some shit, and he joins in, and everybody's like, "Oh man, this is gonna end racism and all this shit." And I'm just like, okay, that's all good or whatever, but what if the cop is good at basketball? You know what I'm saying? It's like, what if he come out there and he just like yoking on my, he just dunking, he just tongue all out, like, officer, hey, come on, man, you can't like shoot my boy in the streets and then come in here and shoot like 30 points. Come on, man. I don't know. It's like shit's crazy, man. This shit is crazy. I don't know. Like growing up in a single parent household, my mom taught me a lot about how to deal with the police, and like she had to do a lot of shit by herself. Like I remember one time my mom like scaring me. She was like, boy, I'm both your mother and your father. And I believed her because she looks like a man. Like my mom used to wear these like shirts with the shoulder pads in them and a lot of makeup. So whenever she left the house, it looked like she was going to play business football or some shit. But man, that's all I can really say. That's all I got for right now. I'm just trying to deal with this shit. Like I haven't been to a protest yet, but I put in my 2 weeks notice at work, and I've been yelling at white people that complain about the protests ever since. So y'all have a good night.
Brendan Phillips blowing holes into cats' butthole. It was supposed to rhyme. I don't think. That's funny though. I always see a cat's butt. It always makes me uncomfortable, and I never knew what to do. But I will be blowing in all those holes. Oh wow! You live and you learn. I didn't expect this. I feel empowered. Don't show me your hole if you're not ready for a okay. Yeah. That's so fucking funny. Brendan, that's so good. We have 3 more comics coming up. So I hope you're ready. I hope you've invited your friends and that you're not alone and you're in the chat and you're mixing. And if you're just joining us, thank you for being here. Ready? Are you ready for this sex comedian who is a co-host of a podcast starring Ryan Gosling? He's also co-host of Turnt. And if you were here early, you probably heard his music already, Drone Rivers. Give it up for Eric Cups. Wow.
Did someone call the cops a while? Too bad, because I'm in my house. Let's see. I'll tell you guys about my day. My day started off really weird. Someone caught me eating my boogers. What? It's organic. I'm on a diet, all right? It's I don't know. I feel like I recovered though. Because I yelled at that dude, just making sure I'm not wasting any Coke. That way he'd be like, cool and frugal, my kind of guy. Other than that, I've been feeling pretty good. I recently found out that being fat's a genetic thing, which makes me feel great. Because that means not only do I not have to try anymore, but that means even when I was a little sperm, I was swimming wearing a shirt. Let's see. I am an essential worker. You're welcome. I'm a Domino's delivery driver because I fit the profile. Sexy. Sexy's the profile. You got eyes? Use them, people on Twitch who I hope to God don't know me. It's fun being a Domino's delivery driver. I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty inspiring. Like I feel like I'm on the same level as a teacher. Like, hear me out. Like the other day, I was on a delivery. I got to teach a grown ass man about perspective. I rang his doorbell. He came out and he said, "Is that the large?" And I'm like, "Why, yes, sir. This is the large." He goes, "That's so wild, dude. It doesn't look very large." And I was like, "Oh, I can explain. It's because I am also a large." And he was like, "Dude, hell yeah." And then he tipped me 25 cents.
Oh.
Yeah, which is exactly like being a teacher. You teach a really big lesson, make a tiny amount of money. Let's see. So I don't know about you guys, but I really love making money, and my favorite way to do it is by complimenting the customers. Sometimes you got to get creative, and if you don't know what complimenting is, Daddy's got you. So this is classic Derek right here. A few days ago, I rang this lady's doorbell. She opened her door. 8 different little nice, cute dogs just came out, and they all just started licking my feet. Because let's face it, I got the most lickable feet in the game. And all this is happening, and I look at the lady and I say, "What a cute and wonderful family you've got here." And she said, "Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you so much." And I was like, "Yeah, it'd be unfortunate if something happened to them." Take notes, class. All 4,000 of you. This is my TED Talk on how to make money. But it's, I don't know. It does have its like good qualities to being a delivery driver, but it does have its bad ones too. Like I feel like I have the one job as a man where I constantly feel like I'm being catcalled by other men. I'll just be walking through a complex with 6 pizzas in one arm, and I hear, "Hey, Domino's, let me get in that box." I'm like, "Come on, dude, I'm on the clock." And he's like, "Yeah, you should be smiling." So let's see. I have to use my car for my job. They don't give them to us. That sucks. So I have a mechanic friend because I am useless as a man. Like I'm not so much a man as much as I'm a tomboy. But I like having this friend because they're so much more like useful and truthful than going to a shop. Because every time I take my car to a shop, they always find more things wrong than I initially thought that I had. Like every time without fail, they're like, "Not only do you need new brakes, you need a new battery, you're also a bitch." And I'm like, "Here's all my money." How we feel about apps? We fuck with apps? Tight. My favorite app actually is the one where you use your GPS to get people to drive you places. Y'all have used it, Tinder. My favorite woman on Tinder actually is the one who has a picture of herself on top of a mountain. Because that means she won't have any trouble climbing this shit, son. I don't have confidence issues, but I do find it weird when a woman picks me in a room full of men. Like every time without fail, they're always like, "Yeah, that guy, officer." I will say this. Most women on dating websites are so full of shit. Like every profile fucking says, "Yeah, baby, love traveling," but they won't come to my house. I just wanted to get this out here. Hey, ladies, men bleed a good portion of every month too. It's called brushing our teeth. All right.
Oh my God.
I will say my my least favorite app that I've dealt with in my life is the Domino's Pizza Tracker app. If you don't know what it is, it's this app where when someone orders from my Domino's when I'm working there, it totally ruins my life. It's so fucking stupid. It lets them know everything that's happening with me. It has this fucking chart, this little bar full of steps about my life. It's like I've been reduced to a sad PlayStation loading screen. It's like Derek's cutting your pizza. Derek's putting your pizza in his car. Derek is crying in his car before leaving with your pizza. That's like, I guess, all the jokes I want to say. But like, if you want to like donate money, definitely give me like $6 because that would be tight. But if you have like $26 more, put that towards like Black businesses and Black charities. But I also have a Cash App that's pretty fresh, so do that too. But just like if you have money, don't keep it and give it to someone. If there's anything you can learn from my comedy, you have a good night. Thank you for supporting us.
Derek Copswa reminding you, if you have money, don't keep it. And you have it, stop that. Really good point. And now we're all learning. We've learned asshole blowing into cats. And now we've learned if you have money, give it up. And so I hope we learn some more helpful life tips. This next comedian is from Santa Cruz. That is from California. And I feel like they did something in the 80s, but I don't have any minutes for it. In the credits. But this comedian here before, you could also have seen her from yelling at the TV, yelling at the radio, yelling at the neighbors, and other virtual yuck fests. Give it up for Kim Luke.
Hey.
Thank you, Colton. I did a lot of things in the 80s, and I do remember some of them. I'm Kim, and I don't know about all of you, but it's been a little difficult for me to write jokes this week that don't feature a middle-aged white woman getting slapped or tased. And those jokes are seemingly writing themselves on Twitter. So tonight, what I've decided to do is to tell you a story. There's no moral, there's no lesson to be learned, and it's certainly not relevant to anything happening in the world right now. So I just decided to lean in and share with you the true story of Kim and the Sexy, Sexy Fan Club. I am 9 years old. Oh. I know, right? I'm spending a lazy afternoon at my grandmother's house in sleepy little Stockton, California, my hometown. And it's quaint enough to have been featured in different scenes of American Graffiti. Remember that? My little sister is watching Big Bird on the television, and my grandmother is smoking Newports and reading the newspaper. I am filling out the Donny Osmond Fan Club application. It came fresh out of the back page of Tiger Beat magazine. Now, fan clubs are everything at this point in history, and Donny is my everything. If you're not familiar with Donny Osmond, let me just help you. Think of maybe K-pop or Hanson when they were adorable little babies, or Zach and or Cody. I saw Donny live when I was young, and our seats were right up against the stage, and he looked right into my eyeballs when he sang his biggest hit, Puppy Love. I lost it. I lost it like those girls in Beatles footage lost it. That's how I lost it. And I had to be carried out of the MGM, back to the hotel room. And I really don't think I ever recovered. So there I was, belly down on the shag carpeting with this application form and my pencil, and everything is going great. Name blank, age blank, etc. Until I come to the following. Sex blank. I stare, I start to sweat. Sex? Well, not yet. But I mean, I would for Donnie if that means anything. I mean, you know, I think about it. I don't really know what it is, but here I am having to define my relationship with it. Do they want a simple yes or no? I'm 9. Is it yes or is it no? What's normal? What's normal sexual activity for a 9-year-old Catholic girl? But then again, you know, those Osmond brothers, they're super Mormon. So what is sexual activity on a normal basis for a 9-year-old Mormon girl? I really don't know. But maybe they mean what kind of sex? Sex, what kind? Are there different kinds of sex? Now I'm thinking I should have read those Playboy magazines that I found instead of just looking at the photos and sitting right on those goals for the rest of my life. Do I answer whatever? Do I say your choice? I mean, that seems kind of cool. That would make me kind of cool, right? Maybe they mean frequency, like how often, like sex. All the time. I really don't know. What you have to understand is that I'm trying so hard to answer this correctly because I don't want to seem too horny for a 9-year-old girl. But I also don't want to seem too virgin-y for a 9-year-old girl. But then I think my mom seems totally normal, right? And she has 2 kids, right? So maybe that's the answer. 2. Sex. 2. Now, since it's 1973, when I am seeking spiritual guidance, I think, what would Cher do? How would Cher answer sex blank? Well, Cher would say, sure, honey, but I can't do that. I'm still 9. I still have 0 swagger. I'm completely lost. It never dawns on me that male or female is all I need to answer this question. No. I am so certain that I have to define my sexuality, my interests, my frequency, my tastes, my kinks right now, just to get into this fan club and get those posters, those buttons, those signed pictures. God, I want them all. I'm so confused. I'm so overwrought that I just move on. I'll come back to this later. So I go on. Address, blank. Favorite color, blank. Astrological sign, blank. School, name of my pet, how many siblings, blank, blank, blank. I got this. Until the only thing left is burning question, blank. Finally, with no other options available, I know what I have to do. I have to ask my grandma. So I walk over to her and tap her on the leg, and I show her the application, and then I, burning with embarrassment and shame, that I say, Grandma, what do I put here? F. She X'd out me. She doesn't even notice I'm about to barf. F. Well, you might have guessed that F didn't really clear things up for me very much. Even though I was 9 years old, I knew what F meant. F was something that grown-ups and public school kids did. Something you thought about, but you didn't really say out loud. I knew F. F? Did Grandma think I did it? But Grandma, I don't F, I wanted to say, but what I really wanted was to get in the club. So maybe F was going to have to be the shameful lie that got me there. Maybe my grandmother knew that too. Maybe she was just trying to help out her dorky granddaughter who had the crush on the dorky pop star. So, fine. Sex. F. Got in. I got the posters, I got the buttons, I got those fine photos. It was fantastic. I was living the life Donnie. But let me tell you, years later, I was working for a record label, a third-rate record label. And they had signed Donny Osmond for his big comeback album.
Oh.
Right? Okay, right? Now, everybody working in the office, I mean, they were either old punk rockers who thought Donnie was a washed-up nerd, or they were former hippies who thought Donnie was a washed-up nerd. So no one paid any attention at all when he came into the office for his meetings, except for me. 36 years old, hugely pregnant with my second child, and so excited that finally Donnie would know that I, Kim, Aquarius, favorite color green, did indeed F. Well, that is my story, and I have to tell you, I'm looking for a fan club to join right now, and I think where I'm leaning most is Black Lives Matter. So please remember that. Black Lives Matter.
Yes.
Wear your goddamn mask. Stay home unless you're protesting or doing something important. Be well. You can see me in normal times with the Sin Sisters Burlesque in Santa Cruz. I love you all equally and as a whole.
Yeah.
Kim Lou, a very good story about Donny Osmond, who I know Michelle loves. I could tell from her giggles. I was like, Michelle loves this man. But I didn't realize, I Googled Donny Osmond. What songs does he sing? He was the voice to Li Shang in Mulan's cartoon. And I'm not a person to have sex to cartoons, but sometimes when I go to bed, I turn on a cartoon and sometimes have sex. Donny Osmond. And I'll tell you, I felt like a 9-year-old cat. And what are you doing over there with the boys? Get priest and stuff like that. It's there. We've made it to the end of the show. We have one more comedian left, and we're lucky to have him. I just want to I watched all of his videos today. Usually people send me a video and I go like, oh yeah, I watched 2 minutes. You're pretty funny. Whatever. This guy has great videos and you need to go watch them. I didn't know them because I'm not from Australia. He is, okay, he's from Melbourne, which is like the proper way to say that. Was half of the Australian comedy duo Scared Weird Little Guys. He's toured the world, New York, London, Saskatchewan. From Canada. But we're gonna make some noise in our own houses for Rusty Berther.
Yes.
Hello, hello, hello. Or as we say in Australia, hola, ¿cómo estás? Really, I'm going to sing some songs for you today, everyone. And this first song I'm going to sing, I was contacted by the Australian Tourist Commission. And they said, Rusty, we need a special tourism song to help get the tourists from overseas here after coronavirus finishes. And we want you to sum up the best things that Australia has to offer. So I focused on the wonderful wildlife of Australia. Redback, funnel web, blue ringed octopus, taipan, tiger snake, adderbox, jellyfish, stonefish, and the poison thing that lives in a shell that spikes you when you pick it up. Come to Australia, you might accidentally get killed. Hey, your life's constantly under threat. Have you been bitten yet? You've only got 3 minutes left before a massive coronary breakdown. Hey! Redback, funnel web, blue ringed octopus, taipan, tiger snake, adderbox, jellyfish, big shark. Just waiting for you to go swimming at Bondi Beach. Come on! Come to Australia. You might accidentally get killed. Your blood is bound to be spilled. With fear, your pants will be filled because you might accidentally get killed. Very much. I'm actually a huge country music fan, so I'm excited to be beaming into Texas and the USA. And I've been working on some country songs, and this first one is a bit of a country love song, a bit of a heartbreak song. Well, she done me wrong, but at least she done me. That's one. That one. I've got another one. It's more of a Western one, this one actually. Well, it's lonesome in the saddle since my horse died. That's all I know. That one. That's a Red Dead Redemption kind of one. Hey, listen, I'm thinking about getting into some children's entertainment, and I'm working up some new versions of nursery rhymes. The first one I've got is Says Old MacDonald Had a Farm, as performed by the band Coldplay. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had some chicks. They were all yellow. Here's a Katy Perry version. Old MacDonald had a farm. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a duck with a quack, quack here, quack, quack there, a quack, quack everywhere, because I am the duck, and you're gonna hear me quack. Oh, something popped in my head. Okay, here's a Nirvana version. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a horse, E-I-E-I-E-I-O. E-I-E-I-E-I-O. E-I-E-I-E-I. With a neigh, neigh here and a neigh, neigh there. Here a neigh, there a neigh, everywhere a neigh, neigh, yeah. Thank you very much. Now, as you all know, there's a big time difference between Australia and USA. It's actually Christmas next week. So I'm going to do a little Christmas song to take us home now. Thank you. We sat round the table upon Christmas Day. My brother said, you should all know that I'm going to the kitchen, 'cause the turkey's not plucked. By the way, Mum and Dad, I think you're both funny. No, really, I love you to bits. Grandma yelled, Merry Christmas, and flopped out her tickets to a concert put on by Lou Rawls. Granddad stood up and said, look at my Christmas Day. Christmas Day, you never know what they are going to sing. Oh, we all went outside and were gazing at Venus. Someone remarked at the size of Dad's peanuts and cashews served up in a glass. Oh, what's that foul smell? It's just Grandma's artesian bore water she keeps by the clock. She rubs some each night on your grandfather's corns, which are painful from shoes that don't fit. But he feels relief when he sits down to Christmas Day. Christmas Day, you never know what they are going to suggest. Well, then we all went for a swim in the pool. Dad said to Grandpa, you silly old fuckwit, you're fucked. You fucked off with me togs. Shit, now I've sworn and I've fucked up the song, which was never meant to be this blunt. Ah, fuck this, get fucked. You're a big pack of Christmas Day. Christmas Day, you never know what they are going to say.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, everyone. Buenos dias.
Donnie, Osmond, move aside. We all want to be further. Holy shit. Wow. Wow. That's all I could say. But that's all I have to say, because that's the end of the show. I want to thank all the comedians. Thank you guys all for coming. Thank you for letting us into your house. And by the way, let the cat out. He needs a pee. Butthole. That's not a good callback. I'm sorry. Let's thank everybody. Lopez for being or Smith for being the person who made all this happen, and Richard Goodwin for being the tech.
Yeah.
Things happen. Again, if you're watching this on recording, you can still donate. You have money, and Derek Copswa reminds you, get rid of it if you haven't. We'll see you forever. This is going to continue to happen forever. Never leaving quarantine. We'll see you in a month and in 2 months again.